Many months of frustration, anger and delays, the M2 bridge in Johannesburg is about to reopen. It's been closed for the last 8 months for repairs. Its reopening will be welcome news to Joburgers who regularly use that route. ENCA's Lindo Kuhle is on the road. How's it looking, Lindo?
Well, Jane, in fact, you were right when you were explaining it as saying that there has been anger, there has been frustration around what has been happening here, which are the traffic congestion due to the M2 bridge being repaired. But at this stage, I was eavesdropping on a conversation between Mayor Herman Mashaba and other people who have just arrived here on time. And what he was saying was that at the end of the day, it would have been irresponsible for the Johannesburg city to ignore the fact that this bridge needed refurbishment. But at this stage, I'm standing on top of the bridge and exactly where there will be that ceremony to open the bridge. We understand that it is going to be the ceremony today, and then on Monday officially. I heard the mayor again, or the outgoing mayor, mentioning that at about 5 a.m. they're expecting the first car to be able to use some of these routes here. But I'll just turn our attention to the Johannesburg Metro Police Department, which were the ones that were on board in terms of managing some of these congestions here. And this is Xolani Fihla from the Johannesburg Metro Police Department. But Xolani, just take us through some of the plans that were put in place. We understand that there were a number of hours that were set out to actually deal with the congestion alone from all of the Johannesburg Metro Police Department officers in the area.
Thank you, Linda Guhle. Our plan was to work with JRA and other stakeholders within the city of Joburg. For JMPD, we had a traffic management plan. Our officers were deployed between 6 and 9 in the morning to control traffic and to alleviate congestion, going in the city in the morning and going out in the afternoon.
So potentially this means that some of those officers, should traffic now flow a bit smoother, will be going to be conducting other duties that they were initially supposed to be doing before this refurbishment of the bridge.
Yes, officers will be deployed in different areas, but our senior officials will be monitoring areas where there still is congestion, and officers will be deployed in those areas to alleviate that congestion.
All right, the concern here was the fact that, in fact, the officers, all of them, it was all hands on deck, and that they were dealing with traffic. But now, potentially, like I said again, it means that they will be doing other duties that they were supposed to be doing. Some of the areas that they'll be focusing on, we know that in the inner city there are those hotspots that have been mentioned, but what is it exactly that they'll be going back to?
Okay, on the 14th of May, the Chief of Police, David Tembe, formed a unit, the IIOC task team, which is a crime prevention unit that will stay in the inner city, monitoring the hotspots, because we noticed that there were many incidences of smash and grabs, especially when the traffic was moving slow. So they continue to monitor that, and our officers will continue to do our tri-band duties, which is traffic control, crime prevention and bylaw management within the city of Joburg.
All right, that's Xolani Fihla from the Johannesburg Metro Police Department. Jane, just taking us through the fact that there will be relief even from the Johannesburg Metro Police's side, saying that they will be now able to conduct other duties, but of course they will continue monitoring some of the traffic congestions that are happening around Johannesburg, particularly the hotspots that are notorious for exactly that. But for now, Jane, we are awaiting that all-important moment at 10 a.m. We understand there will be a ribbon cutting, opening officially the road, but on Monday, that is when we will be seeing some of the first cars using this particular route and potentially presenting an opportunity for those congestions to just be halved, or at least there be a flow of traffic in and around the city of Johannesburg.
All right, thank you very much for that, Lindo.